Today, we're talking about a crisis that's happening all around us, but it doesn't always make the big headlines. It's not some sudden market crash. It's more like a slow, quiet erosion of security, of self-worth, and ultimately of hope for millions of people. We're going to get into what's called economic displacement.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we need to understand the massive economic shift that's changing, well, everything. Then we'll zoom right in on the invisible scars that this leaves on people. After that, we've got to ask the tough question: why are our systems failing to catch them? And finally, we'll look at what a real path forward could actually look like.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? We get so excited about the new app, the latest AI breakthrough, that next big thing that promises efficiency, but we almost never stop to think about the human cost of what and who gets left behind in that process.
Okay, so let's start with that big picture. The world of work hasn't just been tweaked or adjusted a little bit. It's like the very ground beneath our feet has shifted. It's a complete structural tectonic change.
And just to make sure we're all on the same page, this is what we're talking about when we say economic displacement. See, this isn't just about losing a job during a recession and waiting to get it back. This is about your entire career, your whole field, potentially vanishing because of deep, permanent changes in how the economy works.
What's really staggering here isn't just what's driving the change, but the incredible speed of it all. This isn't some slow-moving trend playing out over decades. The integration of AI and automation is happening right now, at a pace that's making jobs that felt totally secure just a few years ago feel, well, obsolete. The very idea of a stable career for life is quickly becoming a thing of the past.
And here is where it all starts to unravel. Our safety nets are fundamentally broken because they were built for a completely different world. They were designed for temporary layoffs, with the basic assumption that people would eventually just go back to their old jobs. They were never, ever designed for this new reality, where entire categories of work are being eliminated for good.
So this systemic failure, it's not just some abstract economic problem you read about. It has a profound, deeply personal impact. Let's actually talk about the invisible scars that this instability leaves behind.
The impact here goes so much deeper than just a smaller bank account. This is the real human toll. It's that chronic, gnawing stress about the future. It's the slow erosion of your self-worth when the skills you've built are no longer valued. It's the strain it puts on your family and that deep, creeping sense of social isolation.
And this right here is maybe the deepest cut of all. In our society, we are so often defined by what we do for a living. When that's taken away, it's not just a job loss, it's a full-blown identity crisis. It forces you to look in the mirror and ask, without that job title, who even am I?
Just listen to Anna's story. For 20 years, she was an expert in her field. Then boom, an AI platform comes in and her job is gone. She tried to reskill, but her words just capture that feeling of absolute panic, trying to learn something brand new while your entire world feels like it's collapsing around you.
Or take Marcus. He had decades of experience, something that you'd think would be an incredible asset, right? But as he started looking for a new job, he kept hearing he was overqualified. The companies wanted digital natives. His expertise, literally his life's work, was suddenly being treated like a liability. Just think about that for a second.
So when you hear these incredibly real stories, you have to zoom back out and ask, why is this kind of despair so common? Well, the answer lies in these deep, often unseen gaps in our whole societal structure. It really is a perfect storm. The retraining programs that exist often feel like they're preparing people for yesterday's jobs, not tomorrow's careers. At the same time, the cost of living just keeps going up, so even if you find a new, lower-paying job, you still can't make ends meet. And then at the highest levels, the focus is all on abstract numbers like GDP, completely missing the crisis of human dignity that's happening right on the ground.
And the result of all those failures is what you're seeing on this chart. It's this great split, this bifurcation. The stable, middle-class jobs that really were the backbone of our society for generations, they're vanishing. And what's left is this growing chasm between a small number of high-skill, high-paying jobs and a huge, expanding world of low-skill, precarious gig work. The middle is just being hollowed out.
So look, I know this picture sounds pretty bleak, but it is not hopeless. Finding a path forward, though, it means we have to think on two different levels: what we can do as individuals and what we must do together as a society. Okay, on an individual level, the game has totally changed. It is no longer about mastering one thing and doing it for your whole life.
It's about becoming a lifelong learner, building skills that can transfer anywhere, like communication and creative problem solving, and, maybe most importantly, it's about fostering real human networks and community support systems to fight off that isolation.
And if there's one thing to really hold on to, it's this. In a world that's more and more dominated by automation and AI, our ability to connect, to mentor, to support each other, that becomes our most valuable and uniquely human asset. Technology simply cannot replicate a genuine community.
But look, personal resilience can only take you so far. We also have to act collectively, and that means demanding modern safety nets that actually work for the 21st century. It means building education systems designed for constant change, and it means advocating for a new social contract, one that says a person's value is not tied to their latest job title.
And this really is the most important point of all. These big economic shifts, they're happening. They're inevitable. The technology is going to keep advancing. But whether we allow all this progress to create a society filled with quiet despair, that is a choice. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. The future of work is here. It's arriving every single day. But what is it going to take from each of us and from our society as a whole to make sure that it's a future where progress doesn't come at the cost of human dignity?